Hi, and welcome to this Tempus University training video of creating timesheet periods in Tempus Resource. I'm your host, Beth Rosepal, Implementation Specialist at Prosymmetry. Timesheet period management is the ability to configure the duration and frequency of a timesheet for an end user. Functionality includes creating, editing, and deleting a timesheet period, updating consolidated view, updating a timesheet period status, and enabling exclusive access. To start, we'll head to Tempus Resource and click into the admin settings and then select Timesheet Period Management. From the Timesheet Period screen, you can select the plus icon to create a timesheet period. Once selected, a pop-up window will appear to configure the new timesheet period. There will be several options to configure to determine the timesheet periods in Tempus. First, enter in the name for the timesheet period, or leave the default value in place. This will determine the name of the period that users see when they navigate to the timesheet. Then you'll select the start date of the timesheet period. To do so, use the calendar control by selecting Start Date Value. When selecting the start date, you can only select a day that is consecutive to an existing time period. Timesheet periods cannot overlap. You can also select a start date using the calendar to the right. Select the start date for the timesheet period. The time periods you wish to use will be highlighted in blue. The user can then select the number of days within the timesheet period. The minimum amount of days for a period is 7. Next, increase or decrease the period count value. The period count value is used to automatically generate multiple timesheets using the start-end logic. For example, if you wish to configure an entire annual period of weekly timesheets, set the period count to 52. Finally, select Add Periods to create the new timesheet periods. Once saved, the new timesheet periods will be created. The amount of time periods created will depend on the period count value. The names of the time periods be reflected, will reflect the period name value, and a step value will be added to the end of the period name when the period count is greater than 1. Timesheet periods can be renamed from the timesheet period screen. To rename a timesheet period, click the period name value. Once selected, you can enter in the new name, and period names do not have to be unique, so they can all be the same if you'd like. You can also use the consolidated view column to specify which time periods are available to edit in the consolidated timesheet view. To enable a time period to be displayed in the consolidated view, select the consolidated view column. From there, you can either set this to yes or no, and then you'll simply hit save to persist those changes. A timesheet's period status can be manually changed on this screen as well. There are two options available for the timesheet period status, either open or closed, and you can change the status of the timesheet period simply by selecting the status column for the timesheet period you wish to edit. In this case, when a timesheet period is closed, end users can neither edit nor submit their timesheets for that period, and subsequently, when a timesheet period is open, users can edit and submit their timesheets for that period. Select Save to persist these changes. You'll also notice in that same option underneath status, you can also enable exclusive access. This allows resources to have access to a timesheet period when the timesheet period is closed. To give a resource exclusive access, simply select exclusive access. You'll then have the ability to choose your resources. You can then choose from the list of resources that are available during this time period, and those will be displayed. Select the resources that have access to the time period, and then finally, you'll hit save to persist these changes. One thing important to note is that the same process has to be followed in reverse in order to remove that exclusive access. Filtering also gives resources the ability to specify which time periods should be displayed on the timesheets period screen. To apply a filter, select the filters option in the right corner. From there, a filter bar will appear at the top. You can then choose a filter option. There will be 4 options within timesheet periods, such as period end, period name, period start, and status. Once selected, you can then determine how that filter will show up within the screen simply by selecting is set, is not set, belongs to, and doesn't belong to, and then selecting your options. You can also delete timesheet periods from the screen as well. To do so, you would simply select the trash can icon on the right side. Once selected, a pop-up window will appear to confirm the deletion. Select yes if you wish to delete the timesheet period. One important thing to note is that timesheet periods cannot be closed if there are any timesheets already out against them. So you'll notice that those are easy to spot because they do not have a trash can on the right-hand side. So any that already have timesheets against them, you will not be able to delete from the screen. This concludes the walkthrough of setting up your timesheet periods in Tempus Resource. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your implementation specialist or customer success manager. And thanks for watching.